Alright, I've got this image here, and as you can see, there's some bags under the eyes, and I just kind of want to lighten up those bags and make them not so noticeable. There are multiple ways to do this, and this is one of them. First thing you want to do is duplicate your layer. Next thing, go to Filter, Other, and you want High Pass. Just leave it at the default setting, that's fine. In your layer dropdown, you want to switch it from normal to overlay. Now we want to add an adjustment layer. So click your adjustment layer, and you want that to actually go between your background layer and that copy that we made. Now you want to hold the Alt key and then move your mouse. Notice if I go up here, it's the pointer. If I go down here, it's the pointer. And right in between the two, you get that little down arrow. So that's where you want it with your Alt key being held, and then you click on it. And so this means it'll apply any changes here to that layer, not the one before it. So if you noticed that I was looking a bit, we saw all that detail, but now you don't because of that option, because it's applying it just to that layer. Okay, now select your brush tool, and you want a nice soft brush, soft round brush. You want to change your opacity. It doesn't necessarily need to be 30. You can do it 50. You can even do it 100 if you want, and then adjust your opacity here later on. I like to leave it nice and low though, around 30, so that way I can kind of paint my adjustments on and do a few layers of it if I wanted to. Now what you want to do is select your color picker and then click kind of right underneath where the eyes are. Right underneath or right near where those bags are. And then hit OK. And now simply start painting on. Let's move in a little bit closer here. Just kind of paint over, and you can kind of see I'm just doing it real subtle. With a lot of this kind of stuff, you want to do it subtle because people have bags under their eyes, so we don't want to completely remove them. We just want to make them less noticeable. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to Alt and click again to adjust the color just a little bit if I want over to this side. And same thing with this side. I'm going to Alt and I'm going to click here because the lighting and the skin tones are a little different over on this side. And then I'm going to paint on just a bit. Alt click. Like I said, I'm just going real subtle, but it does allow us to keep that texture in there, which is nice. And you saw there I went a little too dark, so I just Control Z to remove it. Oops. And that's not too bad. That's about where I want it. Again, you don't want to do it too much because then it looks unnatural. Okay, now let's take a look and see the difference. So notice big difference. Very red, very dark. And then with that layer on there, much lighter, much less noticeable. And I might play with it here just a little bit, just to kind of blend it a little bit better. There we go. And again, before, after. And that's it. That's all you need to do in order to remove some bags underneath a person's eyes.